What's up everyone? I am using the new Tamron 17-28mm lens. It's an F2.8, so it's going to be great for low light, different types of situations where you want a blurry background, but primarily for low light would be the best option for it. I am using a lens that is in pre-production stage right now, so I don't have a full sample of it, so I won't be going through all the image quality tests and focusing tests as much, but I will say right off the bat, this looks like a great lens for just travel photography, even vlogging, which is what I'm using it for right now. But to give you an idea, I'm just gonna plant this down first. Okay, so this is at the widest focal length, so 17mm, and if I zoom in, that is at 28mm. So it's not a huge zoom range, but like I said, it's going to be great for landscape, maybe for vlogging, architectural photography, anything that requires a wide focal length. This is going to be great, especially if you have the Tamron 28 to 75mm lens. It's a great complementary lens, and who knows, maybe Tamron will have something to complement the 75mm focal length and further down the track. I would assume that, but we'll have to wait and see. But let's go through all the specs. The Tamron 17-28mm lens has a maximum constant aperture of f2.8 throughout the zoom range and has a minimum of f22. It weighs approximately 420 grams, and it is obviously made for the Sony E-mount system like the A7 III, but can also be used on crop sensor cameras like the A6400, although the effective focal length turns it into a 25.5mm to 42mm lens. The lens also accepts 67mm filters and comes supplied with a plastic pedal type lens hood. It has 9 aperture blades for pleasing bokeh, as well as an RXD motor for quick and quiet focusing for stills and videos. Yeah, so I've been walking around with this lens for the past few hours, and I gotta say right off the bat, it is a lens that's, to me, it's making a really good first impression. I am absolutely loving what I'm getting out of it. The focusing seems fast, the image quality seems actually really good as well, although I can't comment too much on it. I will say it is, by at the moment, fairly impressive. In saying that, it is weather sealed, not only just on the rubber gasket on the mount of the lens, but also around the zoom and the focus ring. So just keep that in mind if you're traveling, and if it's raining or moist or fairly dusty, you should be reassured that the lens can stand its own against the elements. Seeing how well it handles, I will say it does feel very well balanced in the hand. I didn't really have an issue. It definitely isn't too front heavy. Taking a look at the lens itself, it's not exactly large. I will say it's definitely smaller than the Sony 16-35 GM. But in saying that, I mean, even if it is a 2.8, it really isn't that heavy. I keep bragging about the weight, but this is actually a really good lens, I will say. I think Tamron are onto another winner with this one. If you have played with the Tamron 28 to 75, it does feel very similar to that lens. It is a bit plasticky, which isn't too big of an issue because it does keep the weight down.
He has the Sony. What Sony is that?
A7 III and 8.
How do you like it?
It's good. How about you guys? What do you got?
I do my Ford WH-5.
Yeah, how are those ones going? I know it's a bit offhanded. Do you want to be like a sample photo for me? If you want, it's up to you guys. Sick, man. Thanks a lot. Hey? It's a Tamron 17-28, and it's just cool. Just like, I was just filming, and then some guys came out and they're like taking a look at the camera I was using. We just started having a chat and ended up using them as like sample photos for the Tamron lens.
I thought I would show you just a few shots that I got out of the lens today, but do keep an open mind to it though until I get a proper production sample. While it was somewhat of a miserable day in Sydney, I guess I tried to push myself in showing you how wide the lens actually is and just show you how much can actually fit into the frame. Do stay tuned and remember to subscribe though for a more thorough look at the lens itself that I'll be posting up very shortly.
Alright, so I've taken quite a few photos. To be honest, time flew by. I guess I was really having fun with this lens. But first off, let me just say this lens looks like another winner for Tamron, especially when you're comparing it to the Sony 16-35 F2.8 GM. In saying that it is lighter, it is smaller, it is going to be better value for money in my opinion. The images I got out of it, especially because it's pre-production, I can't really comment on it, but from what I've seen so far, I absolutely love what's coming out of the lens. I'm not just saying that, but in terms of like the f2.8 aperture, I think it's going to be a bit versatile for event shooters, landscape photographers, people who vlog like myself. Like I'm using it right now for vlogging, and I gotta say it's a really handy lens to use. Although I do usually use the 24mm f1.4, but having that extra, having it wider does make it better as well to me, especially for certain situations where you don't have much room to actually film with. But this, like I said, is only a first look, so I'm going to be doing a full review coming soon, hopefully towards the end of the month, because that's when Tamron is shipping out the 17-28mm lens. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. If you don't have it yet but are planning to get it, what are you looking forward to, and do you have any other questions that you may want to point my way, because I will be doing the full review soon. But you can also take a look in the description down below for more links for my Instagram, my Facebook, just so that you can see what I'm up to, photo updates, sample photos as well. What else is there? There's also affiliate links which help support the channel, so if you want to see more content like this, definitely purchase something through my affiliate links. But until then, happy shooting and thanks for watching. See you around.